I think part of the problem is the Russians really don't want to stabilize the Middle East. Putin loves to pay lip service to international law, but really he benefits from conflicts in the Middle East.
When Russia came in, it seemed like the Assad regime was really in trouble. Now the regime has recaptured a lot of territory. It's going into these peace talks with a position of strength.
During those peace talks, Assad and his delegation were extremely rigid and actually went against the express wishes of Putin.
And they're facing an unrelenting onslaught. To do nothing in the face of that simply seems to me to be morally wrong and practically irresponsible.
I don't see any end in sight to this, but we have to start working on really a solution to this, putting an end to the war, seriously backing an opposition.
Yeah.
There was a letter put out by the Washington Institute for Near East Policy, signed by quite a few former administration officials.
Several former Obama aides warned in a recent letter that the emerging deal, quote, may fall short of meeting the administration's own standard of a good agreement.
We are worried that the administration is going to do a rush to signature and essentially cave to the Supreme Leader's most recent and absurd red lines.
Billions of dollars are going to flow, for better or for worse, into the hands of some of the Middle East's most unsavory characters.
But if Soleimani is in western Syria, experts say it foreshadows danger.
It would be another piece of evidence that the Iranians are planning to be heavily involved in what appears to be a planned major offensive in the area.
How has President Obama's 2008 message of hope changed, and is it really that bad?
I think it is that bad, and frankly, that message of 2008 was never directed at Saudi Arabia.
It cannot run its war, it cannot act as a state, it cannot engage in terrorism abroad if it cannot finance those activities.
So far, the Islamic State is still winning this. AQAP is behind. And therefore, putting a figure like a Syria out there is a way for them to get more buzz.
Well, let's take these issues one by one. Look at Turkey's campaign against PKK. This is a group that has been fighting Turkey for nearly 4 decades.
Bottom line is it's a first step in the right direction, because we do need to have more trainers there, but we're doubling down on a flawed policy.
A lot of Iraq's combat manpower in the formal security forces is not in the right place necessarily.
It can build all the walls that it wants, but at some point it also has to deal with security threats emanating from within its borders.
We kind of know territorially where this is going, and there'll be a land exchange, what we call a territorial swap. Well, I just think the stakes are so high that if we don't try, we're basically consigning these people to perpetual bloodshed.
As long as the negotiations are absent, and I would posit that they will be absent for a long time to come, this issue is going to stay with us.
Putting ourselves in the shoes of the other, to wear the skin of the other and see things from the point of view of the other. And that's why I believe that the Palestinian-Israeli conflict will be resolved when we do that.